Morning out there, everybody. Welcome to the OG Go Show. Another one of them Cotton Field Productions. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, this morning, I was thinking back when I was a child, man. You know, when we was kids, my grandmother was a midwife, and she delivered all of us as kids. So, she had a lot of kids to deliver. All of her kids had about 13 or 14 kids, so she stayed busy all the fucking time delivering kids. And she would send the names to the health department, and I guess they would come down and weigh us and put all the information in and take it back to the health department for records. So over the years, hell, my grandparents never knew what the records were or whatever. They just sent them in. They never went up there and looked to check anything out. So as we grew older, we had to get integrated into another school, from the black school to the white school. We had to be integrated. So I had to have all my paperwork. They sent home a list of things that my family had to provide before we could come to the white school. So it had, you had to have your deeds to your home. You had to have your vaccination had to be there. You had to have your birth certificate. You had to have a picture of your house, and you had to have the money you have saved up in your boxes and jars. So I went to the health department to get my birth certificate, and I paid the lady like $5, I think, for the word back then, and she gave me my birth certificate. So I looked at it, and I saw on there, I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, I think this is not me." I said, "It's got the wrong information on it." She said, "No." She looked at it. She said, "Are you?" "Oh, yes, ma'am, that's me." She said, "This is you." I said, "No, ma'am." I said, "You see where it says nigger right there? His race?" I said, "That's not me." She said, "Oh, it's nothing but a mistake." I said, "No, ma'am." I said, "Could you get that off?" She said, "No." She said, "It was an error somewhere. It was made." She said, "Not a problem, son." She said, "Go ahead on. They'll accept it over at the school. You're okay." So I went on home, I'm thinking, why in the hell is a nigger on my birth certificate, Is everybody shit like this? And I went and showed it to my grandfather. He was out in the field playing the music. So when I stopped him, I said, "Grandpa, look at this, man." He said, "Wow." He got upset about that. He didn't know it either. So he left his mule out in the field with the plow, and we walked on up to the house, and he told my grandma, "We finna run to town." So I got on the back of the truck, and we took on off. Got up there, and went to the health department and talked to the lady. She explained to him that, everything was going to be all right. They was going to get it taken care of. Just don't worry about it. Just get your kid in school. So we went on back home, going on what they said. My grandfather wasn't happy about that. Anyway, so eventually they called a town hall meeting. Probably about maybe 6, 7 months later on down the road, they called a town hall meeting for my family. They was going to get this birth certificate thing taken care of. So the mayor called us in there, my family, we all sit down, and the mayor called us in there. He said, "This meeting here today," he said, "by golly, it don't need to be taking place." He said, "You fucking interrupting our time and the things, valuable things that we need to be doing in the community for a damn meeting." He said, "But we're going to get this resolved today." He said, "Let me tell y'all something." He said, "First of all, we got y'all off a boat. Y'all come over here on a boat. We named y'all. We gave y'all your name, birth certificate, and everything. We didn't know shit about you, okay? We didn't know who you were. We gave you your identity. And now you're sitting around mad about it." He said, "Well, we're going to resolve this today. We're going to take care of it." He said, "I don't want to hear nothing about this in the streets or anything like this, because it shouldn't have never come to the first place." He said, "The guy's going to get in school and everything's going to go all right." He said, "But since you guys are making such a big mess, fuss out of it, we're going to go back in and we're going to have a meeting and see how to get this resolved today. And we'll be right back with y'all in a few minutes." So we all sit outside, and, in the back there where they were having the meeting, and they went into the office. Stayed in there for about 10 minutes. Came out. "Hey, we got it resolved. As of today, your grandson is officially colored." Yes, he's colored now. That's all it took, was for us to go back here and meet. Now he's a colored. I hope you guys are happy with this. I don't want to hear this no more. So my grandfather got up and said, hey, when is he ever going to be black? He said, let me tell you something, sir. You go through these procedures, all right? You come from a nigger to a colored guy to a Negro to a black guy. He said, your next meeting, if we decide to have one, he will become a Negro. And then after that, he'll be black. And we left that motherfucker happy. I was glad to be a colored person, you know. Fuck that shit. So we went home. Grandfather pulled out the hog head cheese, which most people call sow's meat, and we got some crackers, and we celebrated, you know. And I went to school holding my head up as a colored person, you know what I mean? I'm no longer a nigger. And TikTok, this is just a story, man. There's nothing wrong about this story right here. Those folks did nothing wrong. They did the right thing. They gonna get me. Eventually, I'll be black. I got confidence in them.